So welcome to Corporate Bhagavad Gita. There are prayers on my screen. You can repeat with me. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurannita Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Mano Bhishtam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupaha Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guroho Shuktapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Gurunatamitam Tam Sajivam साद्वैतम सावधूतम परिजन सहितम कृष्ण चैतन्य देवम श्री राधा कृष्ण पदान सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीन बंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका राधा कांत नमस्ते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी विश्वभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So welcome again. We'll be starting with the 18th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Today is Independence Day. India's Independence Day. Bharata Swatantra Divas. Right? So we'll just spend few minutes to understand Bharata. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Will be explained. Okay. I don't know if I have taken the diagrams over. This is one, another street. So I'm just looking for a document. Mm. Okay, no problem. So, like I said, today is India's Independence Day, Bharata Swatantra Divas. So so this word Bharata comes from, is actually used, to describe India. Hmm? Bharat. So it comes from two kings. There was a king named Bharat, and another name was also Bharat, and they ruled in this region. So that's why it's called Bharat. Now, in the Vedic literatures, uh, the description is given, where is Bharat, and it gives the names of the rivers of Bharat. Hmm? So you can see, Ganga, Yamuna, Brahmaputra, Mahanadi, Godavari, Tapi, Krishna, Kaveri. So it gives the names of the rivers. Okay. So where these rivers are, that is the area of Bharat. Then it names the mountain ranges also, Vindhyachal and Himalayan and all that. Okay, that also it gives. And the famous capital Delhi was called Hastinapur. Okay, from 5,000 years ago, Ramayana. Various places are still there. Ayodhya is there from hundreds and thousands of years. Okay, Dwarka is there from 5,000 years. So the Vedic literature say, where is this Bharat? Now, if you see the Brahmanas, they chant this mantra, Jambu Dvipe. You heard this mantra? Bharat Varshe Jambu Dvipe Khanda.
Yes, Prabhuji. Bharat Khande, yeah.
Bharat
Jambu Dweep,
Khande.
Bharat Varshi.
Huh. Sometimes they say Bharat Khande also. See.
Bharat Khande, yes, Prabhuji. Bharat Khande, yeah.
Like Jambu Dvipe Bharat Khande.
Yes,
Hmm?
Prabhuji.
So what is this Jambu Dweep? What is this Bharata? So today we will just spend few minutes on it. There are many diagrams on the internet, but the one I will discuss is from the Shrimad Bhagavad. Okay. So I had the PDFs, but somehow I am not able to get it. Okay. There are many pictures of it, but I want to take the one that makes the most sense, simple sense.
Who is there?
Okay. We will see it through many pictures. Few pictures we will see, and then we'll start. Okay. So first of all, This is the whole picture. We multiple times discussed this about, the spiritual world plus the Brahma Jyoti and the material world, where the Karma Daksha Vishnu or the Mahavishnu is there. From each of his four come individual universes. Now there is this one universe where we are. In this universe, it's covered with earth, water, fire, air, ether. Okay, these layers are there, half filled with water, on which another Vishnu is sleeping, who is Garbhodakshay Vishnu. From his navel comes Brahma, and he creates 14 planetary systems. 14 planet system he creates. Now, uh, hmm. So the way it is that there is a disk of land, okay, and this whole land is supported by, uh, you see, this Ananta Shesh. Okay, so this is how the description is given. There is this land, it's supported by Anant Shesh, okay, and the 14 planet systems are below this land, above this land, on this land. Okay. In between, the yellow thing you see is the Meru Chakra. I wish I had some. Yeah, this is little better diagram. Let me check one more thing. I had a nice PDF. Let me check if I can find it. Sorry, I'm taking time today. These are very. The face. Log. I had a nice PDF. I think I misplaced it somewhere. Bhakti Shastri is there. Bhakti Vaibhava. Okay. Okay, no problem. Let's see if we can expand this. So if you see, this is this Vishnu, Anand Shesh. He is holding all the 14 planet system. Rasatal, Patal, Mahatal, Talatal, Sulatal, Vitalal, Atalal. And above this is Bhulok. Now in this Bhulok there are 7 centric circles. And the middle one is the Jambudvip. Okay. The middle one is the Jambudvip. On that Jambudvip is the earth. So when it says Jambu Dvipe, Bharatakhande, this is what it means. That is where the Yagya is taking place or the Sankalpa is taking place, like that. And you see this inverted mountain, this is actually Golden Mountain. On top of it is the heavenly planet of Indra. Okay. And above that is also some lokas. Moon, sun, these are all there, and other lokas are also there. Jana Loka, Tapaloka, Mahar Loka, Satya Loka, like that. So This is a short way of explaining the whole universe. Okay, there is a very nice video I have shared with you previously. I will share it again. So if you see on this disk of land, there are seven concentric circles. In between there is oceans. So the ocean that is next to us is made of salt. Other oceans are oil, fresh water, milk, like that. So those are other oceans in the other concentric circles. So all this information is there in the Srimad Bhagavad, and it is there in the other Puranas also, others um, other Shastras also. Okay, so just wanted to show you where our Jambu Dweep is there. Any question about this?
No, Prabhu.
Okay, okay.
No.
So I have this YouTube link. I will share it with you. All the information is here. You can again see. Okay, so like I said, Bharat Bhumi is explained in the Vedas geographically by telling that this is a land where holy rivers are there, starting with Ganga, Jamuna, Narmada, Godavari, Kaveri, Sindhu, like that, Brahmaputra, and all this, and few mountain ranges. Now, when Bhagwan has to take avatar, then he comes in this Bharat Varsha only. One of the reason is in this Bharat Varsha, there is this Brahmanical culture. The Vedic culture is still there, even though today it is decreasing, but it is still there. It has not completely gone. So this Bharat Varsha has that greatness that the Vedic culture is still around. Okay, so that's why all the avatars they come on this Bharat Varsha. And today being the Independence Day, we are starting with the 18th chapter. The Bharata Swatantra Divas is to get independent from the oppressors, the Britishers, right? And the 18th chapter or the Bhagavad Gita is meant to become free from what? Which oppressor? Moksha. Hmm? Is to get moksha, liberation. And in this particular chapter, we are going to read this particular shloka 18.66, which is said to be the Param shloka of Bhagavad Gita. Sarva dharmam paritajya mam ekam sharanam braja aham tam sarva papebhyo mokshishyami ma suchaha. Where Krishna says, if you surrender to me, I will deliver you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. So he is guaranteeing moksha for us if we take sharanam of Krishna, surrender to Krishna. Okay. So let's start with our today's chapter, 18th chapter, one of the longest chapter in Bhagavad Gita. Actually, it is the longest. But here, Krishna gives the conclusion and he gives overview of Bhagavad Gita again. And then he concludes. So one chapter will cover many concepts, many concepts. So let's start with the first one. Arjun Vacha. Sannyasasya Mahabaho Tattvamichhami Veditum Tyagascha Rishikesha Prithak Keshi Nidushutana. O Arjuna, Arjuna said, O mighty one, I wish to understand the purpose of renunciation and of the renounced order of life, sannyas. O killer of Keshi, demon, master of senses. So Arjuna starts this question. He says, what is the purpose of Tyaga? Word he uses, Tyagas. What does tyaga mean and what does sannyasa mean? Right? What does tyaga means and what does sannyas mean? And Arjuna have asked same question few before also. We will just see. Very, very similar questions he asked. Here also he asked the same thing. Tyaga or karma kanda in the third chapter. Then third we read, okay. Fifth also he asked the same thing. First you asked me to renounce work and now you tell you should work with devotion. Which is best of the two? Similar question is asking. So now he is clarifying, okay, what does sannyasa mean and what does tyaga mean? So we all have heard about sannyas, right? What does sannyas mean to you? What does sannyas mean to you? Any comment?
Sannyas, this is ashram, one of the ashrama.
Yes, it is one of the ashram. Yes.
Sannyas. So sannyas ashram is when you take the complete detachment from the material activities.
Right. And completely dedicate yourself to spiritual activity, sadhana, meditation, japa, pilgrimage, no connection with anyone, completely dependent on the Supreme. Right? That
Yes,
is
Prabhu.
sannyas. So Arjuna is thinking, what exactly is sannyas then? We should do all this, give up all this. Then I've heard the word tyaga also. So his conundrum is what? He doesn't want to fight, right? So he's saying,
Yeah,
I will give up everything. So maybe he's thinking of sannyas.
yeah.
But then he has also heard the word tyaga. What does tyaga means?
Tyag is also leaving the activities. So tyag means leaving the possessions, whatever he has possessions.
Yeah. So then is sannyas and tyaga same?
They look same, but they are not same, I think.
Yeah. And
I think Tyag, we can do it living in this world as well, like living in our daily life as well. Sannyas, I believe specifically we have to go, to some place and maybe the sannyas ashram. They're similar, but I think
yeah, sannyas is ashram, okay? Sannyas is ashram. Once you go into that ashram, you don't come back. It's like that. Close the door. And tyaga is giving up, voluntarily giving up the results of our activities. Okay. So Arjuna was first thinking, should I give up, take sannyas? Now he's thinking, is tyaga enough? Should I just do tyaga? Tell me Krishna. Krishna's another name is Rishikesh. Keshi Nidusana. Keshi was a name of a
Demon.
demon. Nishudana means killed.
Hmm.
So Krishna killed Keshi. So that's why he got the name Keshi Nishudana. So so he used this word Keshi Nishudana means he has this doubt. So this doubt is like a demon. So he's telling Krishna, you killed Keshi, demon. Now I have this doubt. You killed that also. Okay. So in conversations, when people use something specific words, they mean also. Okay. Arjuna said, So we will discuss. Okay, we will see what does this sannyas means and what does tyaga means, and what is the difference between the two, or is there any difference, and what Krishna thinks. What is sannyas and tyaga? So first 5-6 slokas are meant to understand this whole thing only. Okay. So Arjuna said, "O mighty armed one, I wish to understand the purpose of renunciation and renounced order of life. O killer of Keshi demon, master of the senses." Actually, Bhagavad Gita is finished in 17 chapters. The 18th chapter is a supplementary summarization of the topics discussed before. In every chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna stresses the point devotional service onto the Supreme Personality of God is the ultimate goal of life. That same point is summarized in the 18th chapter as the most confidential path of knowledge. In the first 6 chapters, stress was given to devotional service. Yoginam api sarvesha mad gatentarana atmana. So this is in the fifth, I think in the fifth one. Yoginam sarvadar atmana. This is Bhoktaram Yakatapasam. Okay. So in the last verse of sixth, I think. Yes, this one. Yoginam api sarvesha mat gatentarana मद गतेनांतर आत्मना श्रद्धावान भजते माम समय युक्तात्मा मतः. So Krishna is saying, of all the yogis, you have to become the bhakti yoga. What does he do? He bhajate. He does devotional kriya, devotional bhakti with faith. On whom? Mam means Krishna. On me means Krishna. That is the best. Mataha, this is my opinion. Tamo, tamaha, yukta tamaha means the greatest yogi. So Krishna says, who is the greatest yogi? One who does bhajate, one who is bhakti, one who is doing bhakti is the greatest yogi. That is his opinion. So in the first 6 chapters, he stressed the same thing. Of all the yogis transcendentally, one should always think of me within himself is the best. In the next 6 chapters, pure devotional service and its nature and activities are discussed. In the third 6 chapters, knowledge, renunciation, the activities of the material nature and transcendental nature and devotional service are discussed. Okay, in the next 6 chapter, pure devotional service, its nature and activities are discussed. In the next 6 chapters that we are in, and we are in the last one, knowledge. We went through chapter 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Everything was all about knowledge. Renunciation. We discussed about renunciation. In this chapter also, we'll read about renunciation. The activities of material nature, the transcendental nature, and devotional service are discussed. 12th chapter is devotional service. Material nature is 14th chapter. 15th chapter also discuss about material nature. Transcendental nature, 15th chapter is also discussing about that. Like that. So many topics are there. Again, we are going to visit all of it. It is concluded that all acts should be performed in conjunction with the Supreme Lord, represented by the words Om Tat Sat. So last week we discussed this. Whatever we do, we should do it in accordance with the Shastras and then direct it towards Om Tat Sat. What does Om Tat Sat means? Om means it's directed towards Supreme. Tat means to free from material entanglement. And Sat means to please the Supreme. So Om Tat Sat, which indicates Vishnu, the Supreme Person. The third part of Bhagavad Gita has shown that devotion service nothing else is the ultimate purpose of life. This has been established by citing past Acharyas and Brahma Sutras, the Vedanta Sutra. Certain impersonalists consider themselves to have the monopoly on the knowledge of Vedanta Sutra, but actually Vedanta Sutra is meant for understanding devotional service. So, some sampradayas think that Vedanta Sutra is only meant for sannyasis, but no, it is meant for everyone. Especially it is meant to understand devotional service for the Lord himself is the composer of the Vedanta Sutra and he is its knower. This is described in the 15th chapter. In every scripture, every Veda, devotional service is the objective. That is explained in Bhagavad Gita. As in the second chapter, a synopsis of the whole subject matter was described. The 18th chapter also gives a summary of all instruction is given. The purpose of life is indicated to be renunciation and attainment of transcendental position above the three modes of material nature. Arjuna wants to clarify these two distinct subject matters of Bhagavad Gita: renunciation and renounced order of life, the sannyas, tyaga and sannyas. Thus, he is asking the meaning of two words. Two words used in this verse to address the Supreme Lord, Rishikesha, Keshasudana, are significant. Rishikesha means master of all senses, who can always help us to attain mental serenity. Can you name the senses that we have? What all senses we have in our body?
The touch, the smell, taste. You have the ears listening.
Hmm?
You have the hearing. You have the
Hearing,
ears listening.
ears, and all that, right? And seeing. So touching is skin, smell is nose, taste is tongue, hearing is ears, seeing is eyes. Any more? According to
There are
Vedas, even
five.
hands, legs. What?
I think I was going to say there are five sensory organs, so there are five only.
There are five senses. There are two kinds of senses. One is Gyanendriya, one is Karmendriya. So this is Gyanendriya, one the knowledge gathering senses. We gather knowledge through all these things. Then there is Karmendriya. We do something with those senses: hands, legs, anus, uh, and what?
Prabhuji, voice,
Voice.
voice and genitals.
Yes,
Yes,
we do something out of this: hands, legs, anus, genitals. These are also senses. One more is
and
there.
voice, our
Voice,
sound.
voice. Okay. Let me just check.
We speak by speaking like that.
Uh, Let me see. Somewhere in the Bhagavad Gita is explained Gyanendriyas and Karmendriyas.
Hmm.
These are two types of senses. So
Prabhuji, this file is your Word file or what? You have like,
PDF is a PDF.
oh, this is PDF file.
Uh,
So this you have specifically created or?
yeah, I specifically created. It has only
Oh,
the translation, purports and translation.
oh okay,
Hmm.
okay.
So the body consists of nine gates: two eyes, two nostrils, ears, anus. Okay, this is also fine. Forces of anger. This. Okay. Yes, this is what I was explaining. There are Okay, then there are five senses of acquiring knowledge
Hmm.
and
Eyes,
five
ear,
working
nose.
senses. So we discussed acquiring knowledge, Gyanendriya senses, eyes, ears, nose, tongue, skin. And five
Correct.
working senses are, like you said, voice, hands,
Right.
anus. So yeah, we covered everything. Good. So both are called senses. Everything of this is controlled by Krishna. That's why his name is called Rishikesha. And he's not just controlling our senses, he's controlling every senses that is there in the world, of the animals, insects, everything, other human beings, everybody. Hmm? Let's say if one or more of our senses is in problem, like it is diseased, what will happen? Can you tell me? If it is
That
diseased, what will happen?
will not, that sense we will not be able to, like, will not be available. Help.
See, the word used is mental serenity.
Right.
What does mental serenity means? Serenity is what? State of being calm, peaceful, untroubled.
Peace.
Yes, peace. Yeah. So, if any one or more senses are in disease state or problematic state, then we won't be at peace, right? So that's why he used the word Rishikesh. Because Krishna controls everything and he controls all the master senses. Once all these senses are fulfilled and they're stable, then we can attain mental serenity. So he's basically asking Krishna, give me mental serenity by explaining me what does this renunciation means, what does this sannyas means, because I am always confused of it. I don't want to fight this war, but I want to live like a sannyasi. I want to give tyaga. My mental serenity is lost. In the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna is crying. Ashru Purna Kuleshana. Ashru Purna Kuleshana. Okay, maybe first chapter only. Ashru. Oh, Ashru Purna.
Filled with the tears.
Huh? Tears, huh? Tears,
Yeah.
I don't know why it didn't come up. It is there, na? First or second chapter only it is there. Tears. Ha. Ha. See, Ashru Purna Kuleshana. Oh, first chapter, first sloka of second chapter. Okay, in second chapter it is there. That's what I was thinking where it went. He was crying. What was the age of Arjuna? Tam तथा कृपया विष्टाम अश्रुपूर्ण कुलेक्षणम विषिदंतम idam vakyam uvacha madhusudana. Ashruपूर्ण कुलेशनम, full of tears. Vishidantam, lamenting. When what was the age of Arjuna when he was fighting this war?
Mm, it was like a peak time, so he should be. No idea, Prabhuji. It's only a guesswork.
80 or 90 years old.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Because Bhagavan was 124
Bhagwan
years.
and Bhagwan and Arjuna is similar lifespan. Okay.
Hmm.
But anyway, it was 80 or 90 years old and he was crying. Ashru Purna. Ashru. We know. Ashru is used to tears. When will such a 80 or 90-year-old person cry? Babies crying, we understand. Toddlers crying, we understand. Sometimes young people crying, we understand. Now, such a advanced age, he's crying. Why do you think so much of crying is happening in Bhagavad Gita? Ashru Purna Akula. Ashru Purna Akula. Full of tears. Not just one drop, but full of tears. 90-year-old person full of tears. What was his problem? कार्पण्य दोषो उपहत स्वभाव पृच्छामि त्वाम धर्म समूढ़ चेताः यश्रेयस्यान् निश्चितं भूयि तन्मे शिष्यस्तेहं साधि मां त्वां प्रपन्नम्. I'm confused of my duty. I've lost all my composure because of miserly weakness. So he lost his composure. Hmm? So basically, he had completely become unstable, right? He's saying, I'm confused. I'm lost my composure. So his mental state. What does this say about his mental state? Can you make sense? What does this state about his mental state?
He was very delusioned, hopeless, like that,
Yeah,
like
hopeless, helpless.
helpless, yeah,
Yeah,
dejected, completely dejected.
yes. Now you see, he's telling Krishna, you're Rishikesh. You will give mental serenity. You will give stability to my life. That's why he is using the word Rishikesh, because he was crying. Now he's asking important question. He's saying, Rishikesh, please answer. You only can give me mental serenity, mental peace. I spent a lot of time over this, but it is very important word. Arjuna requests him to summarize everything in such a way that he can remain equipoised, samatva. Yet he has some doubts, and doubts are always compared to demons. He therefore addresses Krishna as Keshin Ishudana. We talked about it. Keshu was a formidable demon who was killed by the Lord. Now Arjuna is expecting Krishna to kill the demon of doubt. So he's telling Krishna, give me mental serenity, mental peace, and kill the demon of doubt in me. Getting? Okay. Sri Bhagavan Vacha. Now Krishna is speaking. Kamyanam karmanam न्यासम कर्मणाम न्यासम संन्यासम कवयो विदुः सर्व कर्म फल त्यागम प्राहुर प्राहुस्त्यागम विचिक्षणा. Sri Bhagavan Vacha, Supreme Person God said, the giving up of activities that are based on material desires is what great Leonid says called the renounced order of life. And giving up the results of all activity is what the wise call as renunciation. So, sorry. Activities that are based on material desires are giving up of activities are based on material desires is what sannyas, right? Hmm? So there are two types of karma according to Vedas. Which is one is called nitya karma and another one is called as kamya karma. Nitya karma is what?
Daily
Daily
activities.
daily activities like taking bath and all that, reading scriptures, sandhya vandanam, all that is daily activities. And kamya karma is what? It is
Kamya,
not daily, but
desires.
for fulfilling particular desire. Like going to heaven, begetting a child or good wife. Okay. Now what does sannyasi do? He gives up those desires which are based on material things. So out of these two, which is based on material things?
Kamya, kamya karma.
Kamya karma. So he does nitya karma, daily activities, sandhya vandanam, gayatri, getting up early, sadhana, japam. But the kamya karmas where one is desiring, I want to go to heaven, I want to go to Swargaloka, I want a good wife, good son, good daughter, I want richness and all that. That is called as kamya karma. So sannyasa, he gives up this. Now, who is doing this kamya karma? Among the four ashramas, who is doing this most?
Grahasthis.
Grahasthas.
Yeah.
Definitely. Because grahastha is like that. One has to expand the family and all that. And sometimes on our own strength, we cannot provide our family. So we go to the devatas. Right? We pray to the devatas.
Yes,
You give
Prabhu.
me. But that is kamya. Some desires are there, material desires are there. But in sannyas, whether his life is in danger or he needs something, he still won't do kamya karma. So that is sannyas. So that's why it's sannyas order of life. Now, next one. Tyaga. Tyaga means giving up all the results of activities. So here what happens is person may do kamya karma also, but the result he is not going to keep it with himself. He is going to give it to the Supreme Lord back or for the benefit of all. So tyaga, other ashramas can also do. Grahastha ashram can also do tyaga. Can Grahastha ashram do sannyas? No, it is sannyas ashram, right? Then what does Grahastha ashram should do? They should do tyaga. Meaning they should do both nitya karma, kamya karma. And then fruits which are got because of kamya karma, they will give up those results. They won't be attached to it. That is the meaning of tyaga. Okay. So sannyasi gives up completely all kinds of kamya karma. Only does nitya karma. But tyagi, he can be married also. So he will do both nitya karma, kamya karma. Whatever fruits he gets from the kamya karma, he won't keep it for himself. He will use it in Krishna's service or he will use it for welfare of people like that, but not for himself. Then definitely that is tyaga. He voluntarily gave up. Okay, so this is first understanding. Is this clear? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. The performance activities for results have to be given up. This is the instruction of Bhagavad Gita. But activities leading to advanced spiritual knowledge are not to be given up. So sannyasa, he won't give up everything. Na? He will take to nitya karmas. And nitya karmas are sandhya vandanam, japam, meditation, all that. So that is helping in his spiritual life, isn't it? Yes? Yeah? Isn't nitya karma
Yes.
helping him in his spiritual life? It's keeping him grounded to dharmic activities. Yes or no?
Yes.
So he won't give up those nitya karmas. But fulfilling certain desires. I want wife, I want good husband, I want good chan. Does it make sense for a sannyasi? We come across a sannyasi saying, I want a good girlfriend. What will we think? Huh?
No, for a sannyasi it doesn't.
Yes. So he will completely give up kamya karma. Now tyaga is something grahastha should do. Other ashramas should do, especially the grahasthas. What? They will do nitya karmas, they will do kamya karmas because that's the way the grahastha life is. There will be always material desires. Okay. But the result, he won't be attached to it. Then he is doing tyaga. That is renunciation. This was made clear, this will be made clear in next verses. In the Vedic literature, there are many prescriptions or methods for performing sacrifice for some particular purpose. There are certain sacrifices to perform to attain a good sun, elevation to heavenly planet, but sacrifices prompted by desire should be stopped. However, sacrifice for purification of one's heart and for advancement in spiritual science should not be given up. Okay, only we can complete this also. Tyajam dosho vadi त्याजम दोषवाद इति एके कर्म प्राहुर मनीषिणाम यज्ञदान तपा कर्म न त्याज्यम इति चापरे. Some learned men describe that all kinds of fruitive activities should be given up as faulty. Yet other sages maintain that acts of sacrifice, charity, and penance should never be abandoned. So these are opinions of different rishis. Krishna is saying, some say, oh, all fruitive activities are problematic. All karmas are problematic. So I will give up everything. Some Rishi Muni says, no, 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 no. Sacrifice, charity, penance should not be given. Just hold on for a second. Okay. So some Rishi Munis say कि यज्ञ दान तप, यज्ञ दान and tapa should not be given, should not be given up. If there is opportunity to do yajna, do it. If there is opportunity to do dana, do it. If there is opportunity to tapa, do it. Next verses will make the same concept very clear. Okay, so we will discuss it in the next verses. But yes, there are many activities in Vedic literature which are subjected to contention. For instance, it is said that an animal can be killed in a sacrifice. Yet some maintain that animal killing is completely abominable. Did you had this question? How come in Vedic literature there is one saying that no animal killing, and then there is animal killing allowed? Someone had this question. Why two opposite things are said?
Yeah, Prabhuji, this is contrasting things are there. Yes.
So do you know what is the explanation here? Okay. So Krishna is going to explain. Okay, he is going to say everyone is motivated by three modes of material nature. The three modes motivate him. So if tamogun and rajagun is more, then one will be attracted to yajna where animals are killed, and they will feel that they have done something yajna unless and until they kill the animal in the sacrificial pit. Okay, so but those who are in sattva gun, they will say it's better to avoid this kind of yajna, and they will only do yajna where there is no animal killing. Okay, so Vedas will tell two things which are maybe opposing, because they have to accommodate bigger audience, variegated audience, isn't it? Like, the government says we don't want to support liquor, but if you want to set up a liquor shop, it should be how many 100 or 200 meters away from a religious place
Schools.
and
Yeah.
schools, right?
Yeah.
Now this is also a contradictory thing. First of all, you don't want to give, now you are giving, and you're telling, okay, keep it from 100 to 100 meters away from schools and temples. Why? Because there will be some people who want to drink, and they may go and drink something and die, right? Sometimes we hear, right? Some villagers, they sat, they drank, next day they had poison and they died, and they killed, and they all died, isn't it? So to avoid that situation, they'll say, okay, buy a good liquor, but shop should be away from here, there. So because the audience is motivated by Rajogun and Tamogun, they will go for certain recommendations where their desires are fulfilled. So someone wants to kill animal and they see that I can do it in yagya, then he will do those kind of yagya. Hmm? So if the inclination is not to kill animal, they will go for those yagyas where animal killings are not there. You're getting the answer, right? You're understanding, or is there any question on this point? Any questions on this point?
No problem.
Okay.
No.
Okay. This point will be again visited. Okay. So understand that it is injunctions are given to accommodate all the citizens. So sometimes they will appear to be contentious. They will appear to be contradicting also. But what happens is there are certain people who want to follow the negative thing, right? Instead of they doing it illegally and unrestrictedly, if they do it restrictedly under supervision, it is better, right? Isn't it? At home,
Yes.
someone is addicted to video games. Now, if you are not able to remove that addiction, then what will the parent do? How will they control their child?
Will take away the device.
Huh?
They will take away the device.
So that won't help, na. The child will run away. Then what will they do? Taking away everything, right, from a teenager is so difficult. How many of you have teenagers? I don't have teenager, but how many of you have teenagers? Or can you remember your teenage days and remember that your parents stopped something, and then how did you react? Did you react calmly and said, parents, you are right? Tell me.
No.
No, right?
No.
So like that. So what will the parents do? The parents will say, okay, okay, if you want to play, only 1 hour. Getting? So this is only that allocation is only given. So animals are allowed to be killed in yagya under certain rules. Now what are those? We will read. Although animal killing is a sacrifice recommended in Vedic literature, the animal is not considered to be killed. The sacrifice is given a new life to the animal. Sometimes the animal is given a new animal life after being killed in the sacrifice, and sometimes that animal is promoted immediately to the human form of life. But there are different opinions among sages. Some say that animal killing should always be avoided, and others say that for a specific sacrifice it is good. All these different opinions on sacrificial activity are now being clarified by the Lord Himself. So, animal killing or this sacrifice that has to be done on certain day only, like Amavasya, in front of goddess Kali only. Okay, and after killing the animal, it has to be distributed to the poor. Okay, and then you have to partake it. So, it is not allowed unrestrictedly, it is allowed restrictedly. Okay, does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, let's finish this one also. Nischayam shunu me tatra tyage bharati sattatma त्यागो ही पुरुषो व्याग्रह त्रिविधः सम संप्रकृ संप्र संप्रकीर्तितः संप्रकीर्तितः. O best of Bharatas, now hear my judgment about renunciation. O tiger among males, renunciation is declared in the scriptures to be of three kinds. Now Krishna is going to explain. Although there are differences of opinions about renunciation, here the Supreme Personality of Godhead Sri Krishna gives his judgment, which should be taken as final. After all, the Vedas are different laws given by the Lord. Here, the Lord is personally present, and his words should be taken as final. The Lord says that the process of renunciation should not be considered in terms of the modes of material nature. Sorry, should be considered. I read it wrong. The process of renunciation should be considered in terms of modes of material nature. So, like I said, everyone has these three modes in oneself, right? Rajogun, Tamogun, and Sattvagun. And depending on that guna, we will get attracted to various activities. Now, in this story of Ramayana, we always take the story of Ramayana, very nice to understand. He had two brothers, Vibhishan and Kumbhakarna. Now, Ram had come to fight. You see, when that point was explained to Kumbhakarna, what did he do? What did Kumbhakarna do?
He didn't care. He cared about sleeping and eating. So
No,
he
he
didn't give it
took side of his
much.
brother. He took side of his brother and he fought for
Yes,
him.
yes.
Okay. But in case of Vibhishan, what happened? He also faced the same scenario. But he took an extreme step. He just gave up. Hmm? He gave up, and what did he become?
He
Yes,
followed Lord Ram.
he followed Lord Ram. So, like I said, mode of passion was more in Ravana, mode of ignorance is more in Kumbhakarna, mode of goodness is more in Vibhishan. The task was same to save Ravana. But if somebody is in Tamogun, then he will think, okay, I will save Ravana and I will die for him. But Sattvagun, he won't do that. Hmm? He will follow the way Vibhishan has followed. So it depends on the three modes. Okay. Any question or comment on this? Yes.
No.
Okay. We will just read two, three sentences. Acts of sacrifice, charity, and penances are not to be given up. So Krishna is saying they should not be given up. They must be performed. Indeed. Why? Because sacrifice, charity, penances purify even the great souls. They purify a person. Tyaga is very easy in this. When one does sacrifice, he tags. He gives gold, he gives grains and all that. There is some tyaga involved. Charity is tyag, right? You give something from your hard-earned money to needy people, to a qualified person. So you are developing tyaga. Penances is to voluntarily do some tapasya, standing on one leg, japa and all that. That is also what that also involves tyaga. You're giving up your precious time, energy, right? So this one, and then the next verse we will just read. All these activities should be performed without attachment or expectation of result. They should be performed as a matter of duty. Okay, okay, matter of duty. Fine. Okay, okay. Uh, we will discuss it next week. Hmm? So let's open up for some question or comment. Any question or comment? Any question anyone has?
How can we also imbibe the qualities of Vidishan? I mean, can it be learned or can it be imbibed?
Your question is how can we
Yes.
also follow in the footsteps of Vibhishan, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Like, how can we develop that wiseness?
Hmm. Exactly.
Because even Ravana was wise, he was strong. So that is why he was on the level, that he
Yeah.
was on.
All three had the
So,
same parents. They were brothers, but they
yes.
thought
So, like,
differently.
how can we identify like our decision? It's fall in which gun? Uh,
Oh, okay, okay,
our
okay.
axis fall in a which gun?
Okay, good,
Either
good.
tamogun,
Right,
rajogun.
right. Good, good. Very good question. Both are very similar. See, we all of us have different proportions of sattvagun, rajagun, and tamagun. Okay, when we were born, we were given with certain percentages of sattvagun, rajagun, tamagun in everything, in our mind, intelligence, and senses. Okay, all these three combinations make our personality, psychophysical nature, and these three things are fighting with each other. Sattva is fighting with rajas, rajas is fighting with tamas, tamas is fighting with sattva, rajas is fighting with sattva and tamas. All these three are fighting. Depending on certain conditions, someone wins. Sattva wins, or rajas wins, or tamas wins. Just like in the night. In the night, who will win? Sattva will win, rajas will win, or tamas will win? Can you tell me? In the night, which one will
Rajas.
win? The tamas will win. Ignorance.
Okay, okay.
Why? Tamas means sleep. So sleep is going to win. You cannot study nicely in the night. Sleep is going to come. Okay. So even though I want to study, but tamas has won now. What can I do? You're getting? Where can rajas win? When there is passion. When there is passion, rajas will always win. When sattva will win, when there is goodness. So now question is, okay, how to increase our sattva? Isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, that is your question. And second question is, how to understand where our decision lies? Is it sattva, rajas, or tamas? So first one is how to increase our sattva. That is done through increasing sattva. That is mode of goodness. For that, we always take the example of Ramayana. Who was the writer of Ramayana? Valmiki Rishi. Valmiki Rishi was what in his previous life? He was a dacoit named Ratnakar. He was killing people. So which mode was prominent in him? Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. Which mode was prominent to him when he was killing people, dacoit, Ratnakar? When which mode was prominent in him?
Tamas, Prabhu.
Tamas, Rajas, both, right?
Yes.
Then he met Narad Muni. Then he started chanting the name of Ram, and then he became a sage. He became Valmiki. Now, which mode was present prominent in him? Sattva, Rajas, or Tamas? When he became
Trans Tattva.
Sattva, right? So, where the
Yes.
answer is very simple. How to increase Sattva is by practice. So, that is called as sadhana. Sadhana, seva, sadacha. Sadhana is practicing spiritual activities, getting up early, taking bath, japa, all these things, reading scriptures. Seva. Seva is of two types. serving in the temple, serving for some uh, serving some advanced devotees and sadhus, even the needies and all that. That's seva. That is all seva. Okay. Sadachar is how we behave. Hmm? Okay, we'll talk a little about this later, but first try to understand by doing sadhana. Okay, by spiritual practices, we can increase sattva in within us. By doing seva, we can increase sattva within us. Second point is seva to guru or advanced devotee or advanced Vaishnavas. This is the most powerful thing. When we serve our guru, automatically modes of goodness will increase, because we are listening to a guru, we are listening to advanced Vaishnavas. So we will definitely acquire their sattva. Just like Ratnakar became Valmiki, how? Because he listened to Narada, isn't it? You got this point?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So, and then Sadachar is behavior. Now, this behavior works in two ways. Okay. When we serve the Guru, we understand how to behave. And then we force ourselves to behave in a proper way. That's how we do Sadachar. Okay. So, this is how we increase mode of goodness. Now, how to know our decision lies in goodness, passion, ignorance. Right? Second question. We have to look at this table. I will share this table. Very simple. Is our decision to be active? Then we definitely it is in passion. Is uh, if it is going to give us some misery, some pain, definitely it is in tamas. Hmm? So uh, let's see. If our decision is going to increase the greed, it is in rajas. If it is madness, illusion, sleepy, then it is in tamas. Okay. Other things also there, like you can see this. Is our decision too much endeavor? Hmm? Is it leading to dissatisfaction even in gain? False pride? Is it just for material advancement? Is it separatist mentality? I am better than other. Is it sense gratification? I want to enjoy. Where is my enjoyment? It is based on some intoxication. Okay. Is it for self glorification or chastising other person? Hmm? Ridicule other? This all, if we analyze, then we can know where it is falling, here, here, or here. Right? Does that make sense?
Correct, Prabhu.
Now, at the start, we may find it very difficult to analyze, because we are so much entangled in that particular mode. We think what is right, what is wrong, we think it sometimes to be true. Okay, that can happen. So, coming back to the first question, that is the answer. You serve a guru or an advanced Vaishnava, you automatically get knowledge, you automatically get scripture reading, your japa increases, your seva increases, sadachar increases. So this is the key. We get knowledge, then how to understand, whether it is falling in sattva, rajas, or tamas. Okay, both ways. Just by the power of knowledge, we can understand. That's how sages they understood, na. By the power of knowledge, they were able to understand whether it is sattva, rajas, or tamas. Second is by serving someone who is pure devotee, Shuddha Bhakta, he is above sattva. So that sattva will then rub against us. Okay? We will also change. And then whatever our thought process, everything start changes. And then it will mostly, because we are associating with good people, it will mostly come inside sattva. You getting?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'll share this table in WhatsApp. You can study this table. So by studying this table, you will acquire some knowledge. How to make our intellect stronger? If I ask you this question, how to make our intellect stronger? What is the answer? Very simple. We have to acquire knowledge. The more knowledge our intelligence has, the better decision it can make. Isn't it?
Yes.
In general, that is the case. Like that. So by studying this table, your knowledge will increase. And then if you make a decision, you will know, okay, is it in passion or goodness or tasmas? Okay. So now one more thing I want to tell. Is rajas always bad? Is tamas always bad? What do you think? Is rajas always bad? Is tamas always bad?
No, they have their own importance as well.
Yes. Like I said, if we utilize tamas, then we can sleep properly. But if we don't sleep properly, everything is disturbed in our life. Isn't it?
True. Yeah.
See, some medicines are in fermented state. If grapes are fermented, it becomes wine and it brings madness. But if there is a medicine which is fermented and if we take it, it will heal our body. So even though the medicine is in tamas, the result is not tamas. The result is not helplessness. The result is not madness. The result is good. Like that. The same thing in rajas, passion. If we are starting a, if we are working or we own a company, we have to be passionate. If we are not passionate, will the company grow? No, right? Without passion,
No.
the company cannot grow. I mean, you won't put in a lot of efforts, right? You won't put the hard work. You won't have take the anxiety. So that point, the rajas has to be taken in. You cannot be in mode of goodness. If you want to create something, you need rajas. But if you want to maintain something, then what you need? Tamas, rajas, or sattva?
Satya.
Sattva, yes. To maintain, we need sattva gun. But to create, we need rajas, passion. And to destroy, we need tamas.
Come.
Yeah. To destroy, we need tamas. That is ignorance. Like that. Does that answer your question, both of you?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay. Okay. So there is some study on your part. Okay. Even though now theoretically you have understood, there is some study, there is some sadhana to be done, there are some seva to be done, there is some sadachara to be done. Huh? Most importantly, seva to guru is to be done. Then it will increase sattva. Okay. Remember this. Now theoretically you have understood. Practically it will take some more time because other activities are to be done. Okay. Okay. Any last question or comment?
No, all the doubts are clear. It was nicely clear. Thank you.
Anyone else? Today is holiday,
uh,
so I'm
no,
asking.
Prabhu.
No? Okay. Okay, so thank you very much. Hare Krishna. We'll meet next week and continue.
Thank you.